Alright, welcome back. You see the destruction, you've seen the struggle, and you've seen our last day and our trip home and everything we dealt with from that. We are back home now, and it's time to recoup and whatever we gotta do to get ready for our next trip here. So the plan is we're going to take the front differential back out. I'm going to fix the boot on the other axle and hopefully get the original axles back in for the second time this month. I'm going to retap the holes, get some red Loctite, not blue, and the front diff should be good. Oh, we're going to, let's take a look at these tires really quick. Not sure how much you can tell. We lost some tread on that hill climb. Quite a bit when you're only in two-wheel drive and you got 2,000 pounds of machine. We're going to compare them to the fronts. Long story short, we're going to rotate the tires. I went and got my winch replaced by Harbor Freight, the 2,500 pound winch that we used that night that we were winching up the hill, and it got all messed up. The cable got all messed up, and thanks to my lifetime replacement that I paid 20 bucks for, I took in the winch. They gave me a brand new one. So we are going to get that remounted to the plate. Let's go over and look at the plate really quick. You guys remember from that video, we built this plate, put everything together. It just bolted right off. So we'll get the new winch bolted on. And I got one more, you can tell from looking here, got one more surprise coming. Christopher's making a go-kart for his hoverboard.
Yeah, set this
So
on the back. Use these as like the foot steering that you use on actual hoverboard. You can actually buy these for like 70 bucks.
But we don't buy stuff in this house if we don't have to. We just make it. So, anywho, one more surprise. Surprise. No. You guys seen in the video when we put the winch line in, the last winch line into the winch, that, you know, we do try and take care of these synthetic lines, but they take damage, they take wear. And when you're hanging off the side of a mountain, you don't want to have to second guess your equipment. As much as these cost, it is not worth keeping it if it looks a little damaged. Now, this is the extension line we were using. You can tell by these clips here. And we washed it, and we power washed it and cleaned it up. But, I don't know how, yeah, you can see here on the camera, there's a lot of abrasions here. And do I think this could still work? Sure. Is it worth risking my life or my family's life or even rolling my machine down a hill? Not at all. So I am going to cut these links off of this, and the winch line I just took off the winch is going to be our new extension line. And I ordered another winch line. It's not here yet. It should be here next week or so. It's actually rated a little bit heavier. It's the same size, but it's rated a little bit heavier. And what we're going to do, and I didn't videotape it, but the circle metal thing that went inside the hook, it wasn't one of these, it was one of those little silver things. And it had actually collapsed and came right off the rope, and it could have actually cut the rope at the hook. So we're going to put one of these in. I ordered another set of these in that line, and we'll put the winch line in. And then we're going to make this into our next extension line. And yeah, we'll move on. Okay, we're moving right along on our project here. We've got all the old rope that I basically just condemned. There's too many bad spots in it. We cut it down a little bit shorter. We used the old winch line. We've got this rope. It's going to be about 30 foot long. So we've got a 30-foot extension. And Laura's going to make some soft shackles out of the good section. Oh, she took it already.
Yeah.
Out of the good sections we cut out of the 2 old ropes. There were some good spots, so we're gonna turn them into something useful. Christopher is learning how to use a fid.
Oh, I just made this thing.
He
It's now a knot.
made a knot.
A weird knot.
And then I got a couple extra. This, I think I talked about before, but this is gonna be for the winch hook itself, just because of the issue we had with the last one. And then I went to Tractor Supply and I picked up 2 for $12. I got 2 of these boxes, and this is where our winch stuff's gonna go now, as long as it fits in behind the toolbox at the back of the razor. So we'll have some room up front. Oh, here comes Laura. So we did get a bunch of good stuff out of the 2 ropes. I didn't want to waste what we didn't have to waste, and she's gonna make some soft shackles, so we'll have something to connect all the winch lines as we go. So let's move on. Alright, I know we're jumping around on projects here, but got the new winch unpacked. We are going to get it bolted up and get it remounted to the razor, so at least we're done with that part. Alright, she's all put back together. I got it remounted here on the razor, covers back on, and I found the missing remote control underneath the seat. So my wireless remote is operational, everything works, she plugged in, tested good. Let's move on. So just as I thought, my work was done for the day. Christopher brought me in our new winch lead, or winch line. Just got delivered. So like I said before, we're going to replace this hook here, this loop, with a little bit heavy duty one.
Well, I found it on the porch.
Found it on the porch.
Yeah,
So it got delivered at some point. So we're going to unthread this here, put the new loop in, and we're going to feed it into the winch, and we'll be one step closer to being ready for Tennessee. Okay, so I didn't detail any of that procedure there, but what happened was I fed it through and then pushed it through, and then the longer end I fed through the other side, and then we tucked the short end down inside the line. There's tutorial videos on that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining it, but long story short, we've got our winch hook, or our line ready. We're going to feed her into the winch. Alright, I think we got her. I'm kind of deciding I don't like the way this is hooked. I think we're going to spin it back around the bumper like we did last time around here. But just to show you, we got the 10,000 pound or 9,000 pound, whatever it was, hook on with our new, I don't even know what you'd call that, but we're looking good, and we got a little shackle in here to hook to, so the next time we have to use a snatch block, we're not going to wrap it around the bumper itself. We actually got something to hook to. So that's it for that part. Okay, so we've got it out. Pull the front end apart. We've got the tires at least half rotated anyways. We got it on the bench. See, we got some damage here. Ooh, it ate it up a little bit there. No leak though.
Right here, too.
The only thing that looks like it could be leaking is around this wire here, but honestly that's not a big deal. So we are going to clean it up. Well, that goes all the way through. That's good. And I was right. The back of that little case did break when that last bolt came out.
Ooh.
The blue Loctite didn't really do anything.
I mean, we still got a little bit of thread.
Well, we had enough threads to make it tight, and that got us out of the woods and it helped us ride another day. All the seals look really good though, even that part we put the RTV in. Oh, there's some more damage to the aluminum there. But this thing got tossed around pretty hard. There's some more scratches and stuff, but nothing's leaking, so we're gonna try and save the case here. There's a aluminum welder guy, prop shop. He welds aluminum props and stainless steel props and stuff on boats. I think I'm gonna take that to him and see what he can do for us as far as fixing this area here, and see what his recommendations are. Flash forward into the future a couple weeks. We've had kind of a slowdown in our project here. Finally made it over to the prop shop. Got the case fixed up. I know it isn't 100% super pretty, Might clean that corner up a little bit just so it fits in there nice, but we are on the right track here. We have parts come in. It's our new clamps for our CV boots. Got some clamping tools. We're gonna try this boot to fix the drive shaft, and a couple other things. I got an oil change kit and stuff to change the oil, and yeah, getting excited. Things are moving. Just want to take a quick second. We're changing oil right now. I bought the Polaris kit, oil change kit, like I normally do, but it came with a new copper washer for the drain plug. So the days of having to go buy one every time I change oil and lose the other one are over. So quick update on the differential head case. We had it welded down here. We put a bolt in and my aluminum welder covered it all up for us. It seems pretty solid. And then yesterday we put JB Weld in here, screwed the bolts in, and we're not quite to the 24-hour mark, so we're going to kind of hold off on taking them out. But we're kind of adding new threads and filling all the gaps because the bottom of the bolt holes were still kind of wobbly, but I didn't want to tap up another size just to make new threads. So we're going to try this out and see how it works and go from there. Alright, let's give you an update on how the bolt holes went. They were kind of rough to get out, but they were locked in there with JB Weld, so I'm not surprised. They are threading in and out. Not easily, but you can tell you're in threads, so we're not destroying nothing. That was a little bit looser than the other one, but either way, I think we're almost perfect here. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think this one was the one. I was having issues, a little bit of issues trying to thread it in by hand. Now I don't want to try and thread it in with a ratchet from underneath the machine when I put everything back together. I want to be able to start them by hand. So I did run my tap in here just to kind of clean up the threads, make sure everything was good, but so far so good. Let's keep going. Alright, so things have kind of escalated here. We got the front diff out, draft shaft, seen that, and we have dropped the skid plate today. And we had to drill out about 3/4 of the fasteners underneath of it. Take you out and show you the skid plate. So here's a piece of our skid plate. Christopher's getting that cleaned off. Unfortunately, this is really dragging out. So we're going to have to call this part 1 of the Windrock aftermath. We've got a lot more coming up here. Off camera, we did an oil change and that stuff, but this project is really stretching out. So we'll call this part 1, and we'll see you in part 2.